Are we live? We're good. Okay. Are we live or Memorex? Who here remembers that commercial? I love those commercials. Remember when the guy would get blown back by the sound coming out of his speakers, his Bose speakers? There's all these good commercials from the 70s. But anyway, hello out in Facebook land. I'm Jessica Lewis, and the name of my company is Sculpt Your Life, and we're back at the Cancer Support Community again today to practice one of the things that's more Chi. That's the name of the practice we're going to practice today, Tai Chi Cha. That third little word, and it's spelled C-H-I-H. And I wonder how many of you are aware that when you say the words Tai Chi, did you know that you might be using a nickname? Yeah, but unconsciously, you might be using a nickname because Tai Chi has become sort of an umbrella term. There's lots of different kinds of Tai Chi in the world, including Tai Chi Cha and all of its little brother and sister Tai Chi and Qigong practices. But the reason why Tai Chi Cha has that third little word Cha is because Cha, if you translate it from, I guess, Mandarin into English, means knowledge of, and Tai Chi means supreme ultimate. So you can tell right off the bat that this class is not a martial art, because most Tai Chi practices, the third word that maybe some of you all don't know is there is Chuan. Tai Chi Chuan is usually the full name for your everyday run-of-the-mill Tai Chi class in America. And Chuan means fist, right? So if you put supreme, ultimate, and fist together, you can tell that's a martial art. Right. But anyway, I digress. I wanted to tell you guys a story. Starting with, hello, how are you? The prodigal student. One of my longtime students has returned, the prodigal student. How many people here occasionally worry? Occasionally? Worry. Hello, I do. All the time. All the time, right? Or even occasionally. Yeah, how many people here know how to worry? Do we all know how to worry? Let's say that. Everybody on the planet, every human knows how to worry. Have you thought about it for a minute, though? If you think about it for a minute, when you're worrying, what's underneath that usually? Tell me if you think this is true. Is you might be remembering some pain that you had over something that happened a while ago, either emotional or physical. Is that true? You're remembering a painful thing that happened. Or are you thinking about a painful thing that may happen in the future and you're worried about, oh my goodness, how painful is that thing going to be? Isn't that usually what's happening when you're worrying? Yeah. So, how many people here have heard of mindfulness? Have you heard of mindfulness? Yeah. There you go, right there. So it keeps you mindful, right? So mindfulness. All right, there's been a lot of research on mindfulness, and what they decided is it doesn't matter what style you practice, if you practice it, you will naturally become healthier. And one of the reasons why that happens is because a few things that happen in the brain when you're doing mindfulness improve. And one of them is being very present, being very aware of what's going on in real time, right? So, when you're practicing mindfulness, you're probably less likely to be thinking about that painful thing that happened a while ago. And you're probably less likely to think about that painful thing that may happen up here, right? Now think about something else for a minute. When you really love someone or something that you're doing, are you a little bit more present usually? You're focusing on them, right? You might be a little bit less likely to think about a painful thing that happened in the past or be concerned about a painful thing that may or may not be happening in the future. right? So one of the things I love about Tai Chi Cha is we like to say in the Tai Chi Cha vernacular, we like to say it helps you go with the flow. Right? How many people have heard that phrase? It's very common. I love John Kabat-Zinn's description of what that means. John Kabat-Zinn is sort of the father of American mindfulness movement, MBSR. So he always said, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Right? Yeah. So I like to take Tai Chi Cha helps you go with the flow. I like to take it one step further, and I want to look at the word flow. Let's look at it as an acronym, FLOW, okay? And I think it means follow love over worry. That's what I think it means. Follow love over worry. So when you're practicing Tai Chi Cha, you are practicing focusing more on something that you enjoy and maybe even on aspects of you that are more present, more in real time. Right? You have a question, Fred?
Well, yes, it made me think about what I learned of Jesus. You mentioned Jesus, and it keeps you in that app. You don't have to
Exactly.
worry about the fear of the future or feel of the past. It keeps you pretty.
I totally agree. And that's one reason why many people say, and I believe it myself, that practicing Tai Chi Cha is a deeply spiritual practice because it puts you in touch with a higher power. I mean, you can't really look around the world and not see a higher power at play here. I mean, this is so intelligent, everything that we live in. How could it just have landed here by accident? You know? It puts you in touch with a higher power, and it puts you in touch with ways in which we can act like a higher power too, right? Yeah, the ripple effect. So anyway, we're going to do Tai Chi Cha today. And for those of you online who've never seen it before, don't worry about it because one thing I love about Tai Chi Cha is there's no such thing as bad Tai Chi Cha because we're not doing a martial art here. We don't need to worry about defending ourselves against a sword or a bad guy or being offensive against something bad that may be coming at us. Again, we're being very real timey here, right? Raise your hand if you think you're going to do part or all of your practice in the chair. Everybody in the room almost, yes. So a habit I've fallen into in the last couple of months is I'm going to do the first couple of movements in the chair. I'm going to play loosey-goosey a little bit with the order so I can fit one side to side chair movement in there too. And then I'm going to switch to standing. But if anybody wants to stay seated at that point, you're perfectly welcome to because you'll know how to do everything you need to know from here down for the whole rest of the practice. Okay. So just, again, if you're unfamiliar with Tai Chi Cha, just ask your body to do some reasonable facsimile of what you see me doing, and that will be more than good enough Tai Chi Cha. Okay.
The real important thing is the camera's only facing her.
Exactly.
You don't have to.
Good point. The camera's only facing me. So what I will do, if I'm facing you, I'll also be facing the people online. So I'm going to mirror. So if I move this leg, although it is my right leg, you may want to move your left leg. But if you get confused and move this arm, it's going to be okay because there's no such thing as bad Tai Chi Cha, right? When I turn sideways, I won't mirror. Okay. And I might occasionally turn all the way around. And we're lucky because we have another accredited teacher in the room who's really awesome. So if I turn all the way around, I may call Ryan up to class so you can see the front and the back of it. I don't know. I didn't ask you if you were feeling camera shy today. Maybe that was a mistake. I just did. So let's get started, okay? But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit more present to the present. Okay, so if you're still in your chair, if you're leaning back against the backrest of the chair, just scooch a little bit forward until the reason why you're upright is because of you, not the chair. Okay. So go ahead and just see if you can find a very easy spot for your butt in the chair. where your whole upper body is just resting on top of your pelvis. And you can kind of feel your sit bones are like the bottom of your pelvis there. That's what you feel when you feel the sensations of your butt pushing into the chair. You feel your sit bones. And if you're sitting, or even if you're standing and you feel comfortable closing your eyes for this part, don't do it if you're going to lose your balance. But if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, you can do that. Mhm. And then if you're seated, just rest your hands on your legs. If you're standing, you can just sort of lift your fingers so that your hands are essentially in the same place they'd be if you were sitting and they were resting on your legs. And then let your mind's eye move in and down your body. We're going to have our minds start to look around our inner landscapes. And let your thoughts, your mind's eye, just settle down on a spot somewhere in the middle of your body. And once you've picked a spot to focus on, you're going to be in real time now. When you're looking at something, actively looking at something, you're not in the past and you're not in the future, right? So we're going to go ahead and call the bell. That's a fancy way of saying I'm going to ring it. And your whole job until I call you back is just to look at mentally this spot somewhere inside of you that you are choosing to pay attention to. So here we go. Go ahead and bring your attention back to the classroom. And why don't we just go ahead and begin? All right, we're going to start with rocking motion. So just feel, I'm going to turn sideways. Feel your sit bones pushing down to the chair. Feel how your upper body is just like a little stack of stones sitting by the side of the path. And just notice how easily they balance there. It doesn't take any work for the little stack of stones to stay stacked, right? They just sit on top of the bottom stone. Here's the bottom stone. And we're just going to let the entire stack move slightly backwards. So you're going to feel the weight in your butt shift a little bit towards the back of your butt. And then you're going to let the weight in your butt shift a little bit towards the front of your butt. And we're just going to go forward and back. And you just turn the chair a little bit. There we go. I always say that the best way to do Taichi Cha in the chair is with a chair with no arms, just so your arms are free to really move anywhere they want. But as you can see, the back of the chair is in the way of my right arm and I just adjust. Nice. The suggested order of the practice always puts rocking motion, this movement, first, and suggests we should do 9 of them. But that's just a suggestion. So I usually do a lot more than 9 rocking motions. This is a great way to set the tone. Nice. Really nice. How about we do 2 more? And last one. We're just going to float right back to where we started and feel your body at rest in real time. Notice the sensations of your body when you are at rest. Nice. And let's do bird flaps and swings. So we're just going to put the hands really close together, close enough that you might actually feel some stuff between them, right? And we're just going to let the entire little stack of stones shift slightly forward, and the hands are going to just get out of its way and back. And now we're going to draw a little circle in the air. Nice. Let's do that again. Here's the circle. Nice. Let's do one more set. Nice. And now we're just going to rest. Just going to feel the body at rest. And let's do one of the movements in which one foot is farther out than the other. When you're standing, one foot will be much farther out than the other. But when you're seated, again, it's just a suggestion. So everybody, just go ahead and let your left foot move a couple of inches out, maybe 2 inches. Good. All right. Let's do around the platter. So we're going to pretend there's an invisible turkey serving platter suddenly out in front of your body, and it's about the height of your heart. And you're going to put your hands, oh, here's my little prop for today. Maybe you want to pretend that there's like a little ball of energy under each hand. That puts the hands in what we call, the hands and wrists in what we call an open position. Not Connie, because it's going to hurt your wrist. Right? Taichi will meet you where you got to be, where you need to be met, right? So we're going to put our hands near the back of the platter as if each hand is on a little ball of energy. And then as our little stack of stones moves forward, it's going to give the hands a little push out over the left leg and then back over the right. They come back to their starting point. And it's normal for the wrist to kind of flatten out a little bit out here. That's just what gravity does to your hands and arms when your elbows extend. And they open up again back here. Nice. And it's entirely possible I'm miscounting, but we normally aim for 9. We're going to call that 8, 7, 7. Let's do 2 more. I do have people in the room that count. It's sort of a meditative practice for some people. Let's do 1 more. And we're just going to float back to rest. And pretend the ball is under uh, the level of my leg here. There. And let's do the other side. So we're going to let the right foot move slightly out. Put the ball of energy under each hand on the plate. And here we go. Nice. Nice. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And we're just going to rest. Now let's do carry the ball to the side. I'm fast forwarding like 4 moves down the suggested order, and that's okay. That's another really cool thing about Tai Chi Chuan. You don't have to do it in a certain order. You don't even have to do all the moves. That's a big difference between Tai Chi Chuan and Tai Chi Chuan. All right, so the only difference between forward back movements and side to side moves is the little stack of stones just rotates from side to side when you're seated. When you're standing, it's going to rotate while you're shifting from side to side. Every stone except for the top stone, your head, stays forward. So if at any moment any of you lose sight of me, you have turned your head and you're not letting your top rock stay forward. So keep your top rock facing me. Okay? So let's all start in the chair. We're going to do carry the ball to the side, beginning on your right. Okay? We're just going to turn this whole little stack of stones, except for the top rock, to the right, and we're going to put the hands up here like they're holding a ball, sort of in the place where your right shoulder used to be before you turned. All right, here we go. We're just going to relax all of this, and then as we turn, it's going to carry the ball across the bottom, and then just gently contract your elbows. That's it. Nice. Now we normally do this in 3 sets of 3. But to give everybody a good solid muscle memory, I'm going to keep going. We're going to do 9 whole repetitions here. I think that was 4. We're just going to pretend it was. I'm not the greatest counter. Nice. Nice. Good. And here's our last one. And we're just going to rest. Nice. Feel your body resting. Good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the traditional way on the way back. So we'll do 3 sets of 3 rotations now, and then after that, I'm going to stand up. Okay. So let's let the stack of stones, except for the top rock, turn towards your left, and the hands will go up here. Yeah. And here we go. Here's 1 turn, 2. And on the third one, if you're seated with me, when your hands get up to about the top, they're just gonna float. That was really great. Really awesome. Okay, here we go again. Last one. One more set. Nice. Last one. Ah, nice. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to stand. If you don't want to, don't. Okay. But let's do one of the forward backward moves. And you know what? I will turn sideways just for everybody's benefit here. So here we are, just resting first. The best position for your feet when you're resting is sort of a V shape. Okay. And let your tailbone kind of drop and tuck a little bit. I want you to really feel both your feet like almost pushing down into the ground. And then to get your left foot, really farther out there without using any work, you're going to first drain that whole leg the best that you can. Just let the weight sink and shift to the right. And then just extend your empty left knee, and your heel's going to drop down wherever it wants to go based on the length of your leg. And your hands are going to come up to the back of the turkey platter again. We're going to do a around the platter variation. And just notice what happens to the hands. There's a little change in the hands. Otherwise, it's exactly the same move we already did in the chair. So here we go. You see it? And then it's gone. But notice how I'm not actively pushing the ball off the plate. I'm just sort of escorting it or showing it up to the front. And then it just drops off the plate. Let's do one more. And we're going to rest. Nice. And let's do the other side. Same beginning. Draining the right leg, extending the right knee. Let's do 9 on this side. And just notice how your wrists stay on the turkey platter. This is at some point your fingers point towards the sky, and then they don't again. Nice. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And we're going to rest. Ah, nice. This is the best 50 cents I ever spent at the dollar store. It's been in my Taichi go bag for years now. All right, let's do bass drum. We're going to start with the left foot out if we're resting. Yeah, if you're seated, you're just going to let your left foot kind of stick up there a couple of inches, and we're all going to do bass drum. We'll just do 6. Here we go. It's like your hands and fingers are kind of running around the skin sides of a high school marching band bass drum. Nice. Let's do one more here. Uh, and now we're going to do it with the right foot out. See if you feel the drum between your hands. A lot of people say they feel sensations between their hands in this move, even though they're not all that close together. It's because they're facing each other. One more. Nice. Let's do daughter on the mountaintop. I'll mirror you since I'm facing you. All right, we're going to start with the left leg out, and the hands are just going to turn over. And here we go. If you want to climb to the top of a mountain, you got to start at the bottom. That's it. Nice. Good. Mm. One more. And rest. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Sometimes when I move forward and back, I notice I don't like where one of my feet is, so I just move it. So if you ever decide you don't like how you stepped out, there's no rule in the rule book saying you can't just move it. Just go ahead and move it. One more. And we're going to rest. Nice. Just feel how your body feels when you're resting, right? When you're sleeping, you can't actually feel how you feel when you're sleeping, but when you're doing Tai Chi Chuan, you have a little sense of what it feels like to sleep, right? A little sense. Let's do daughter in the valley with your left foot out first. Here we go. Good. Nice. I love how warm my hands feel when they get real close to each other at the bottom here. But everybody's experience is different. Let's do one more. Ah, nice. Here, I'll show you what it looks like from the side with the right foot out. One more. Mm. Nice. I think so that you're prepared. I'm gonna I'm gonna do the last two forward backward moves. After that, I'm gonna do just a little bit of carry the ball to the side again, so y'all can remember how to do the side to side moves standing if you want. So let's go ahead and do push pull first. We're gonna start with the left leg out. Fred's favorite move. Here we go. Why don't we play with this? You don't have to do it this way. Let's push out love and pull in peace. See how that feels. Nice. One more. Ah. And with this foot out, why don't we try pushing out love and pulling in joy? Because the subtitle of this practice is Joy Through Movement. Nice. One more. Ah. Nice. Let's do pulling in the energy. I'm going to mirror to you guys. Let's start with your left foot. Here we go. And this is the only move in the practice that has a visualization. We always say, imagine energy from the most distant star flowing into your body through each one of your fingertips. Yeah. Let's do one more. Nice. Feel your body at rest. Here's what it looks like with the right foot out. This is the coolest move. They say it's one of the most energizing of all the Tai Chi Chuan moves. And the reason why I know that's true is if you do it outside, even on a semi-cloudy day, you will feel the sun warming up your hands. If you look for it, you will feel it. One more. Ah, nice. Awesome. So let's do just one set each, one set of 3 rotations each of carry the ball to the side. And I'm going to turn all the way around so that we're all going the same direction. Okay. And this is just to remember how the body behaves when you're moving side to side from here down. Okay. Some of you probably already figured this out because you are so good at doing it in your chair. And some of you have already figured it out because you already just figured it out standing. But let's just go over it. So we're going to start by shifting the weight to the right, just like you'd normally expect, but then we're going to turn the little pile of stones, except for the top rock, to the right, and we're going to put our hands up here. Again, like we're holding the ball, right? And then your left leg, your heel is just going to sneak away to the side. Okay, and here we go. Just like when you're in the chair, except you're shifting a little further because your feet are further apart. And as your left leg fills up, you're going to rise up on it. Good. Now let's go back the other way. Ah, nice. Now let's do pulling taffy. We'll do one or two sets with just one arm. What you just did from here down is what we're going to do from here down during pulling taffy. A little something different will happen to your arms as well. So we're going to focus mostly on the left arm because when you set up the move, you feel how your left shoulder moves forward. So your left arm is just going to go across your belly like you're holding a tray of cookies. And out goes your left leg. And as you shift to the left, it's like you're passing the tray to the left. And you're going to stand up and rest. Let's go back the other way. Same thing, just with your right arm now. Nice. Let's do one more set like that, just one arm. And now we're going to add the second arm. So you set it up with the left hand on the bottom first, and the right arm just sort of sneaks up on top like the mirror of the arm beneath it. And as you shift, it pulls the hands apart. The top hand, sort of like you're petting a cat from the head down to its tail. See if you see it. Petting the cat. I'm grounding with this hand when I'm done. Good. Let's do one more set like that with me shutting up. Ah, feel your body resting. Hmm. We're going to do just two sets of the first variation of pulling taffy. So it starts the same, only we're going to go forward first. And since your belly's turned, so's your front toe. Your rear heel stays anchored down on this one. And then we come right back. Now we're going to pull taffy from the right to the left. Let's do one more set. Let's feel the body resting. Ah. Let's do two sets of wrist circles, Taffy. Okay, I want you to get in touch with the body's ability to almost be buoyant, like we're in water and sort of bobbing up and down in the water here for just this first part of the move. We're going to just drop down and a little back, come forward and rise up a little bit, almost as if the water is lifting you up. And now we're going to pull Taffy from your right to your left. And the fingertips just mimic what's going on with the upper body. Nice. And let's feel the body resting right here. Ah, nice. Ryan, do you feel like coming up here and doing perpetual motion tapping with me? How do you feel about that? You look good today. I should have worn my blue shirt. I have one that matches you. You know, we would have been twinsies. Come a little closer to me. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, that's good. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so Ryan's going to face you. We're going to do just 6 sets. Yeah. I'll stand up here so you can see me better. Okay. And we're going to start on Ryan. You're right. So Ryan's right. Here we go. Nice. Nice. That's fine. One arm is totally fine if you're ever confused. Nice. Let's do one more set together here. And we're just going to feel the body resting. Nice. Really nice. Thank you, dude. All right. I know, he's such a great teacher. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be up in Boston at presenting at a conference at Harvard Med School. And Ryan's going to step in for me. So you'll have to come back and watch and be here with us.
Are you allowed to tell them
This time, not so much. Last time, yes, but it's going to be good. All right, so let's go ahead and do working the pulley. So here we go. Good. I'm going to do one side as if I'm sitting in the chair. So you're not going to see me move my feet apart. They're going to stay pretty much right where they are right now. So if you're standing, go ahead and put your left foot out. All right. And let's all of us bend our left elbow and just rotate the lower right arm. Okay. And we'll all do it together. We'll be very much in sync this way. Okay. Let your little stack of stones, except for the top rock, turn towards the right. And that's going to push your left arm forward and your right elbow back. And then we're just going to switch the hands. Let your little stack of stones turn to the left. That's it. Let's do one more on this side. And on the way back, the lower hand is just going to catch up with the upper hand. Nice. Now I'm going to do the other side like your typical standing person. So let's go ahead and drain the right leg so you can extend the right knee. And that's why the right elbow bends. And all of us are going to also rotate the lower left arm. And we're going to do it together. And it's going to look like my hands are moving farther away from my body, but that's just an optical illusion. Because what's really happening is my stack of stones is moving backwards and then moving forwards. And it makes the hands look like they're moving farther than they actually are. And one more repetition here. And we're going to feel the body at rest. Nice. And let's do light at the top of the head, light at the temple. We're all going to let the body just drop a little down. Let the hands come up to the top of the head if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, just put your hands anywhere that feels good. And let's all shift backwards and forwards. Yeah. See if you feel a gentle contraction and full body expansion here. Good. And we're going to mix forward. And let's hold. And let's do that contraction and expansion thing again. And we're going to let the hands move all the way around and fold up into you. That's it. Feel the body at rest. Good. Let's do the second half of that move. Let the hands come up to the temples. Good. Mix forward. Hold. And let's do joyous breath. We always follow light at the top of the head, light at the temple with joyous breath. And if you're seated, from here up, it's going to be exactly the same as what you see me doing. So let's all do it together. Here we go. Good, good, good. Let's let the hands move back together. Float back to your legs if you're resting in the chair, or just where your legs would be if you're standing. Nice. And let's do passing clouds. Here, I'll mirror for you on this one. No, we're all going to be going the same direction. So here we go. Good heavens, I started perpetual motion tapping on the wrong side, didn't I? Oh well, see, there's no such thing as bad Taichi. I totally screwed up, and I'm still here to tell the tale. So we're going to start passing clouds on your left, just like we should. Nice. And if you're thinking it's just like carry the ball to the side, only the hands are moving independently, you would be right. One more set. Ah, nice. And let's do 6 healing sounds. And don't worry about it if you don't remember the sounds. Brian and I will do it for everybody in the room. Okay? Just copy the choreography if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. Just move softly and slowly and smoothly. And let's begin. My knee keeps bumping the chair. One more. Feel your body resting. And let's do cosmic consciousness pose. If you're standing with me, and if you can do this part without shifting your weight, that's great. But if you can't, that's fine too. If you're seated, don't even worry about from here down. So here's what's going on. We're just going to pick up the left heel and rotate a little bit and kiss your right ankle with it. So you still got 50% of your weight in your right leg and 50 in the left. It's just your left heel isn't on the ground anymore. Let's all of us raise the hands up till the bottom of your hand and your wrists and your forearms and your elbows are all on the same level as your shoulders. And your fingertips overlap. So your thumbs kind of make a goalpost. And the left hand is the one that's closer to your body. And just drop your gaze either to your fingers or to the space between them, or maybe to the whole rest of the room peripherally, or some combination of those three things. And then we're just going to drop right back down to full rest. And let's regain our seats. And we're just going to let the body settle back down into that totally effortless. I'm just sitting in the chair here without using any muscles position. Find a completely balanced position for your upper body so it's not working to stay upright. And go ahead and let your mind's eye start to poke around your inner landscape once again and pick a spot for it to focus on. Maybe the same spot you looked at the beginning of practice, or maybe a new one. And let's go ahead and call the bell one more time. Your whole job is just to focus your attention on a particular location or sensation in your body in real time until I ring the bell again. It was a great class. Great class. Let me say goodbye to our online people. So thanks for coming, Facebook Live people. And we'll be here again in about 2 weeks. We're usually on the live stream every first and third Wednesdays. So tune back in and you'll see more. There's no such thing as bad Tai Chi Chuan-ness when you come back. All right, let me turn off the link.